What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. You know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. Welcome to the BirdCage. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about the week one and a little bit of week two. But before we get this thing started, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It's the lifeline of the show. We definitely want to keep continuing to bring you great content. However, you got to hit that like and subscribe button if you're not subscribe to this channel, and you gotta like it, man. Help us get these views up so we can go ahead and pay these bills so we can keep these lights on. But before we go ahead and get any further, we got K-Dub in the building joining us tonight. What's going on, K-Dub? How you doing, man?
Yeah, good to be into the bird cage, be in the building tonight, ready to get into this week two matchup with the Colts and then everything that's bird cage and Falcon related, man. Good to be in the building with you tonight, historian.
Appreciate it, my guy. Welcome, welcome. Hey, before we get down to week two, we got to do a little something that is going to piss some people off. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is. You got to understand that this is what happens when you don't play your starters. Week one, got to talk about it. There's a frustration that is going on with fans as well as players. When you sit back and you look at it, this is a talented roster. No matter how you look at it, there was a mega meltdown after the first game. Yes, everybody wants to win the preseason games, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The habits that you create are the habits that you continue to go with. Right now, they're not playing any of the starters. You're gonna have guys getting reps, but they're not gonna play them full time to probably next week, just to be honest, with that last game of the season. But this week, it needs to happen because again, guys have to condition their bodies to be able to take the blows that are coming. Now, we see that guys are tackling in Atlanta during practice. Cool, they're bringing it back. However, you've got to do it in game situations with guys with opposite jerseys. It's a difference. You got to bring it back. And the frustration from week one was the inability to move the football and looking at how that offense was going from Tua fumbling, barely, pretty much looking like a bumbling Clark Kent, and then Cooper Rush, better known as Pooper Rush, um, that was said by Larry last week. We call him Pooper Rush. And then you see Jack Strand, the undrafted free agent rookie, that was able to move the ball, sustain drives. There's a couple of things that he has to polish up, but he's a rookie. Man never took snaps. I'm not going to sit there and hold his feet to the fire yet. I need him to get used to it because we might be leaning on him this season because the two veterans we have that's starting have been god awful, even in training camp. So, K Dub, last week, we got to throw a mulligan out of there, but you were at the game. You talked a little bit about it. What would you like to see more of this week that can ease the frustration from your side of the house as well as other fans when it comes to this offense? Because defense figured it out and started playing better in the second half last week.
Well, like I said, I want to see continue the continuity with the changing of the offense and the head staff with Kevin Stefanski coming in. Ready to go, man. I mean, like I said, when week one starts, nobody's gonna hold your hand. Nobody's gonna give you a pass because you have a new head coach. You have to be ready to go. So that's why I want to see. It don't matter who plays. Continue to play to the last whistle. That means all four quarters and continue to give it your all, man. I mean, you may not win like we did last week because it's preseason. It's all about how you lose. You see what I'm saying? You can lose, but it's how you lose. You have to go out there and put a competent game plan together and look like you about something.
Mm.
I think the chatter is not going to stop because I don't know exactly who they're starting this week. If it's Tua, but he continues to make turnovers and mistakes in practice. So I just feel like it's gonna go. It's gonna continue, and especially until he actually names a starter, because it's a reason why he hasn't named the starter yet. So I mean, we'll just sit back and we'll wait, but I think the chatter is going to continue. That's the Atlanta Falcons fan base. They love the chitter and chatter about, especially negative stuff. So, I mean, hey, that's what it is. That's what it's going to be. And we just got to sit back as content creators and people that follow the team. We got to sit back and see where these tea leaves go. But I just feel like that's what I would like to see. I want to see a competent football team that goes out. And I know they're going to still be learning. learning plays, and I just want to see the offensive line play 10 times better than they played last week because we cannot go anywhere without this offensive line protecting whoever the quarterback may be out there on the field. If it's Penix, or if it's Tua, or if it's Jack Strand, or any other quarterback that we may bring in to play. But that offensive line, you're on notice from me. So that's what I'm saying. I didn't like what I seen from the offensive line, and we can't go anywhere. The running game, nothing could get going because the offensive line was playing piss poor. We need them to quit getting pushed back, hold their own, continue to earn their paycheck, and just play better. As far as the receivers, I think the receivers can act a fool if they can get the ball to them, but it's just about protecting long enough so the quarterback, whoever the quarterback may be, can operate. But also, Tua can't be back there seeing ghosts and hearing ghosts and doing silly plays out there. That's what I mean. I haven't seen every snap from practice, but this is the stuff that's coming out of practice. So uh, that's what I just feel. I mean, I don't want to linger on too long about it, but that's what I want to see this week. I would love to see a win, but even if we get a win, it's not going to count for anything. But you got to start. You got to start winning somewhere. So, like I said, you can lose. It's about how you lose. It's about how you. Sometimes you just don't get it done, but you tried your best. I don't feel like they tried their best last week. They looked out of sorts and only played some starters. Didn't play all the starters. I didn't get that. I don't know, but we'll see how. This is a new coaching staff, new regime. We have to see how Coach Kevin Stefanski and his crew is going to do things. We may be used to Arthur Smith, or we may be used to Raheem, but this is a whole new sheriff in town, and we have to see how this sheriff runs his town. So we got to just wait patiently, and give it a just due, and see what happens from here.
It's not much of a difference between Kevin Stefanski and Arthur Smith, if you want to be honest, offensively. It's not because they both run 12 personnel and 13 personnel. If you look at it, we ran in this offense last year, we ran 12 personnel 9 times less than they did. They had 409 snaps, and we ended up having about 400 last year. So when you really look at how this offense is tailor made, it's pretty much the same offense that Bijan has been playing in since he's been here. Same that Kyle Pitts has been playing in. The difference is the quarterback spot. And outside of you having two left-handed quarterbacks, the offensive line has been atrocious for years. It's not just this year. It's not just last year. It's been since Matt Ryan's really last 2 years in Atlanta all the way up until now. However, Callahan has his hands full trying to get this thing right. Has his hands full. And if we can't get this thing right, it's going to be a long season. And that's just the honest to God truth. And it's not even really the folks that are getting things wrong right now. It's mainly you're playing the scrubs right now. I'm sorry to say it, but you're playing the guys that are fighting to make the practice squad right now. Guys who are barely going to touch the field. So again, as I said before, you got to temper your expectations and your frustrations after one game because we've seen teams that have been god awful in the preseason and they get it together during the season. Give it at least the season to do a little something because right now it's just going to continue to keep going. But got to talk about it. We added Zadarius Smith. We added a veteran presence to this pass rush. When you talk about this guy, Zadarius Smith, he was a guy that I wanted a while ago, but we didn't get him. And he's a little bit more mature now. He played in that Cleveland system under Stefanski in between 2023 to 2024. Played for the Lions last year. Played for Phil. I'm sorry, 2024. Played for the Lions. Then ended up playing for Philly in 2025. He's here now. He's played for Baltimore, Green Bay, Minnesota, Cleveland, Detroit, and Philly. He's been in the playoffs pretty much since he's been into the league. Let's just be honest. This guy understands what playoff football is. He understands how to get through the season. Yes, I don't think he's going to be the starter. I think he's going to be a great rotational piece. But with him being a linebacker and defensive end and having the versatility that he has 343 total tackles in his career, 70 and a half sacks, 16 pass deflections, 10 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries in his career. Those are his numbers. So he's been productive. He's 33 years old. He's not at the end of his rope, but he's a little long in the tooth. It's just what it is. Age catches up with us all, but he's still producing. So with this pass rush that we're waiting on with JPJ to get back off of his 8-game suspension, Jalen's gone for the year. We're still waiting for Harold Perkins and also Kendall Daniels to turn the corner for this ball club this year. And then you still have Azeez Ojulari. You still have many different veterans that are going to be here playing outside linebacker and edge. So with this addition to this ball club, I think that he's going to bring a veteran's experience and he's going to be able to coach these young guys up. So not too much about Zadarius Smith. We're going to go ahead and slide over here to the next thing that I'm going to let myself and K-Dub talk about. The quarterback trials continue. You touched on it a little bit with how the piss poor performance has been and, with the starter, with Tua. Tua's slated to be the starter. How do you think he cuts down on his mistakes, specifically Tua? We're just going to talk about Tua right now and then we'll get on to something else. But how do you think he cuts down on the mistakes, and how does he get acclimated to this system? Because he's a timing quarterback.
Well, like I said, I mean, he may have to put in even extra work. I'm not sure. He kind of came into camp late. I think he needs to put in extra hours, man. I mean, I know we only paid him 1.5 million, but he's getting hella paid from the Dolphins. I just feel like if you're going to be a true professional quarterback and you're going to have a career last longer than it lasted here in Atlanta, I feel like this could be a breaking point in his career. I mean, I wouldn't give you a long term deal outside of this franchise, after this deal with the Dolphins if you're not up to par. So I just feel like he needs to stay behind with the receivers, work after, put the time in because the season is right around the corner, and you should not have all these mistakes that I'm hearing about. I seen some of the mistakes a couple of days I was at practice, but I wasn't at every practice. But it's just not been nothing great coming out. They may say went. They may give you the ratio what he went in practice, but I'm saying it's too many turnovers, man. And the turnovers, if you practice in turnovers, you're going to be turning the ball over in games. So I just want to see you clean up the turnovers, man. You got to really lock in. A lot of people saying they want to see the 2023 tour. I would like to see him too. Where is he at? It's like, where's Waldo? I'm trying to find him. So I want to see the best version of Tua on the field so we can be successful and uh, and move forward. But all I can say is he needs to dive into that playbook better. He's saying that the terminology is a little different, but it's kind of the same concepts as Miami. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I gotta have faith in him because I'm tired of the losing. But I mean, for right now, I mean, I know you still have a couple of games left and some more practices to get in. But at this point, I'm just at a wait and see moment right now. I'm not going to be like too high or too low, but I just want to see how this game goes. But with him not playing the starters, it's going to be hard to evaluate
Mm-hmm.
how Tua would be in game situation. I think he needs more time out there. But I mean, I'm not the head coach. He did play him last week. Now I feel like the head coach is trying to hide him and not piss the fan base off because they're trying to sell tickets or trying to have a full house because they seen how the stadium was for the preseason game. It just wasn't that same like last year. Even though Raheem didn't do anything for us, he did sell that place out, and they had one of their best seasons as a Falcon organization money wise last year. So I don't know. I mean, he's a great salesman. He sold us a lemon, but he sold us in the building. So I mean, I'm just going off of what I experienced. I mean,
and,
it's
and
a
you know
proof's in the
what's
pudding.
sad? When you said lemon, I heard Gucci Mane's voice. Lemon. That's what I heard when you said lemon. And let's just be honest, man. Everybody already knows the only people that stick up for him is Alabama fans because that's one of the let me just go ahead and just say it. Just y'all keep up with him because he's an Alabama quarterback. And I've heard a couple of people say, well, we gonna watch him, and we not fans of the Falcons, but we fans of Tua. Man, if y'all don't take y'all raggedy butts on, kick that can down the road and keep it moving. Worry about T-Town. Don't worry about us over here. Look, we got 60, almost 60 something years of bad play in Atlanta with football. We don't need bandwagon riders that's only going to be here for a short period of time because of a quarterback that should be wrapped in bubble wrap, honestly, is playing. And honestly, I don't even think we're going to wrap him in bubble wrap. I'm just going to be honest. Might as well put him in a hamster ball, one of them hard plastic balls or whatnot, and let him play and get knocked around like a pinball. That might be the only thing that might keep him safe at this point. Because good God,
Well,
like, let's be honest. From the day he hurt his hip, and he can't control that he gets hurt. He can't. It's just, I mean, it's part of the game. I hate it for the young man, but let's be honest. Ever since he hurt his hip in Mississippi State, he has not been right. He has not been right since he messed up his hip. And yes, he had 2023. Yes, he during the had comeback player of the year. But at this point, it's in the past. What is he doing now? Because if Miami believed in him, they wouldn't have brought in Quinn Ewers. They'd have kept him right there. Miami's
yeah,
tired of the fledgling. But yet and still, we literally bring in a guy, which I understand business wise, $1.3 million. Let them pay the bill. But at this point, I I don't want to watch 17 weeks of this dude fumbling snaps because you can't get a grip on the football. All the other quarterbacks didn't have a problem with grabbing the football, even Pooper Rush, aka Cooper Rush. We call him Pooper Rush because he stinks. But I'm just saying, they didn't have a problem with handling the football. You got to get better at this, man. I understand it's timing, but you've been in the league long enough. And truthfully, I've never been impressed, and I'm still not impressed. So it's just what it is. We got to suffer with him. We got to suffer with him. But Penix is still not clear for 11 on 11s. They're waiting to see what's up. Cooper Rush stunk up the joint last week. The only quarterback, and I've been saying this for the longest, is Jack Strand right now. You know what? What worse can he do? What worse can he do? Okay, he missed a touchdown throw last week with the guy on the sideline. Okay, guess what? First game. He's never played in the NFL game. He actually finally got to get live bullets, and he didn't fail miserably like I thought what would have happened. And that's my guy that I've been talking about. But at this point, you gotta let him go at this point because you're seeing what you're gonna get with these two veterans. But again, the front office is only worried about this money that they're paying out. They don't want to pay guys that much money to sit on the bench. And they're going to try to pretty much make Stefanski, Alex Van Pelt, and Tommy Reese fix these guys. And it's just like this. Once a glass is shattered and in a million pieces, you could try to put it together, but you're going to cut your hands doing it. And with these two quarterbacks, those are two broken glasses that are beyond repair, aka K-Dub, a foobar of a situation, sir. And if my military folks know what foobar stand for, is effed up beyond recognition. But I'm not gonna sit here and whine and complain because we hear enough of that on the radio stations. We hear it all over in X spaces, and people just keep talking about it on social media. So there's no need to even do it. But what we are gonna do is talk about some of these bright spots that are showing for this ball club in certain positions. What players did you have? Give me two players you saw last week because, time constraint because we'll be sitting there talking about all the players. But what two players really stood out to you in Atlanta last week when you went to that ball game?
I mean, of course, Zach Branch stands out. I mean, it don't matter if you're on a practice or game, he's gonna make splash plays. I just pray that he stays healthy, because the injury bug seems to be in our favor as of late. But I just pray that he continues to stay healthy. And like I say, like you said, Jack Strand, I know he didn't. score touchdowns, but is a bright spot at the quarterback position. He may be QB 2 or 3 now. I mean, the way it's looking. So I was hoping that he hopes to make the practice squad or the third, making that third string quarterback. But I don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to cut to her. They're not paying him a lot. So I mean, it's a lot to go into it, but we'll see how it plays out. Um, but another bright spot would be both of those linebackers, especially
I said two
53.
players, not two. You taking one. You get one of those. I said two.
I just said the linebacker, the 53. What's his name?
Well,
Kendall
I'm sorry.
Daniels.
One offensive. I should have been more specific. One offensive player, one defensive player. Cause see, I know Glenn gonna pop up in here, and I don't want him to take all his thunder. See, and he gonna be mad.
Okay, so I got
No. You
so
got
I
one of
got
those linebackers. Go ahead.
I
I'll give you
got
the
I
right.
got I got okay. I'm going with two,
Okay.
Zach Branch and Kendall Daniels. I just threw an honorable mention was Jack Strange. Okay, so
I
that's
I
what we're gonna go
I give you this. Offensively,
to.
oh my God, man. This is I'm sorry. I wasn't specific. So I'm gonna go in the opposite direction, K Dub, when we talk about these ball clubs. With this ball club, I'm gonna say that kid Woods in the secondary last week impressed me. I gotta give it to him.
Okay.
As that safety position with him being a backup, being able to fly around, make tackles, get up to the ball, and actually make a little something shake, even with the loss. I got to give it to
Okay.
him because he had a couple of had some pass breakups. He wasn't bad. You know what I mean? He really wasn't bad. And I just wonder how the depth in the secondary with him is going to help because I think he's going to I'm sorry, it was Josh Woods. I'm sorry. Josh Woods had six total tackles, 4 tackles, and 1 tackle for loss. I'm sorry. Wrong Woods. And he's a linebacker. But he don't look that big. He's 6'1", 235. He looked like a safety. So y'all forgive me for that. It was Josh Woods last week on the defensive side. Offensively, for me, I got to go ahead and say Tyler Goodson.
Yeah.
I got to say Tyler Goodson because when you look at 7 carries that he had, he was averaging 4 yards per carry. And when you look at Goodson, he was literally killing it. Hey, man, we got to give a quick shout out to NFL alumni that's visiting right now. We got the Birdman coming through here, former San Diego Charger, Hunnick Milligan, aka the Birdman, played for the Chargers, the Rams, and the Cardinals, and also came out of University of Houston with one of our BirdCage alum, Stanford route. We appreciate you for tapping in. And hey, man, you might see him at the party, man. So y'all stay aware of that. So shout out to my guy, man. He's definitely one of the guys that was nice on that field at that safety in that corner spot. He was with it. But what's going on, Big John? Y'all check John out over at the iTunes doing his thing. He definitely is he always comes with it. He'll definitely be in the building at the party coming up. But offensively, I gotta say Goodson. To me, I feel like he outperformed Carter. And Goodson is an Atlanta kid. He played at Iowa. So anything that Kirk Ferentz touches, whether it's offensively, defensively, it's going to be physical. The only thing they can't get right is the quarterback spot yet. But everything else and wide receiver spot. But tight ends, offensive linemen, D linemen, linebackers, and running backs, Kirk Ferentz is just one of the best coaches at developing that type of talent. So when I look at what Goodson did last week, there was a run that he had inside the red zone before Cooper Rush, aka Pooper Rush, because he stunk, through that pick six. Goodson had a run where he went around to the left side, ran up under the linebacker and the safety to pick up 3-4 extra yards to get us closer in that red zone. And from what I saw, him hitting the whole full stride, getting behind his pads, one of those guys that understand the leverage of nose over toes. For those who don't know what nose over toes is pretty much I'm going forward, not backwards. My nose of my helmet is going past my toes, and I'm going to bring my momentum and bring my shoulder pads forward to run through linebackers or any would-be tacklers. So he falls forward. He falls forward and he looks for contact when he needs to, but he can also run past you too. So that's my other bright spot, K Dub, because he just, I don't know, man. I think you having the Robinson guys, the Robinson boys, and you having the Goodson, we could just call, if he gets that third spot, let's call it Robinson, and Goodson law offices. Because they got to pay his judgment, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But that was something that we got to talk about. But before we get to the next part of the show, we're gonna go ahead, tap into a quick commercial break. We gotta pay some bills. Hey, sit back, relax. We got you covered. We'll definitely be right back, y'all. The BirdCage LLC looks to do it again. We got the Falcons Steelers watch party September the 13th, 2026. What location do you say? At Dave and Buster's in Marietta, Georgia.
Now hand me about 4 or 5 little biscuits. I sure am hungry.
On the game day menu, there will be sliders, wings, fries, bottomless non-alcoholic drinks, but we also have a cash bar for those who want to get their drink on, and also we have a full-fledged menu with waiters and waitresses that are going to take your orders. Also, we have on the ones and twos DJ Swats in the building. We're going to have former ball players to come through to the party. Your ticket also registers you for a raffle giveaway. Hey, we got to hit this thing hard like we hit the Saints. Make sure you get your tickets. You don't want to miss. You know how we get down.
You either get right or you get left. Go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. Hey, tickets are flying off the shelf like these lottery tickets, man. Y'all got to go ahead and get them because, again, it's going to be a packed house, gifts, food, BirdCage show right on the spot, and we're going to have fan involvement too. And we got a DJ. We're going to have a photographer. Man, it's literally going to be one of those parties that you sit back and say, what the heck? Well, look, these boys know what they doing over here. Yeah, that's how we got to sell it to you. But at the end of the day, everybody's going to get out, have a good time, family atmosphere. We're going to have some fun, just like we did the first time. So if you didn't come the first time, come this time. We got you covered, and it's going to be a little bit more to do this time with us. And if you got kids, this is the other reason why we chose Dave and Buster's. If your kids get bored and tired, go buy a power card. Give it to them and let them play video games while you're watching the Falcons. That's pretty much the other reason why we did that too. So it's all for the family. So speaking of family, let's go ahead and get back to this family of live viewers that we have right now. So let's go ahead and talk about it. The defense decided to knock off the rust for the run defense. We didn't see, honestly, K-Dub, we didn't see that attack style defense. We were really playing a cover 8 defense where it was mainly, we were playing pretty much sections of the field and we were getting gashed by their starters. But when we decided to blitz here and there, you did see some of the sparks fly from last year. What did you see with the defense that concerns you with the backups, and what would you like to see get better?
Well, like I say, I just want to see those guys play a lot sharper. Um, I just feel like we're playing vanilla. We're not trying to show a lot, but with us being the second year of this defense, I just feel like our secondary, not our secondary, but our second string and third string, or the guys that are possibly may not be making the team or may make the team. I just think that they're a step behind right now in learning the defense. I feel like once all our starters are out there, you will see a lot better defense. Because what I seen at practice, the defense was looking pretty good. So that what puzzled me in the game that they played like that. But then you're only playing some starters, not all the starters. I need everyone on the field. And like I say, we had missed our defensive coordinator because he had a passing of his wife, and a lot of things just out of whack. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I feel like we'll have a better showing this week, but I could be wrong. But I really truly feel like we'll have a better showing defensively this week here against the Indianapolis Colts. Uh, but I think that's what happened last week. I just feel like just some things you got to get cleaned up. But I just feel like if all the starters were there and playing in one unison in one unit, you'll see a lot better defense. I just feel like our backups are just a step slow right now, and I feel like
Hmm.
they'll get caught up to par when the time is needed for them to play.
Mm. I agree with you on that, but watching how bad it was tackling is fundamental. And let's be honest, if you're a defender, and shout out to, like I said, shout out to my guy, Mr. Birdman in the building or whatnot. He's a former defender at this high level, and he understands this. Tackling is for grown men. You can't be a coward to be on defense. You have to have a certain level of craze and a certain level of fire and fury when you come up to do damage to another human being. You have to. And if you don't have that passion to go run through somebody and hit them, you have no reason to be on that side, on the defense side of the ball. Period. You have to want to attack people. You have to want to be able to destroy folks while you're in between those white lines. You might be one of the nicest people on this earth. And I'm gonna go old school for you. So for my wrestling fans out here, or wrestling, as some folks would say, there's a gentleman by the name of Haku, better known as King Haku, Ming, however you want to say it, part of the Tonga family with The Rock and all those guys. One of the nicest people. I've met him before. I'm talking about like a giant teddy bear and very mild mannered. But if you try him, he will mess you up. There are stories about him biting off a man's nose, and it's a true story. It's been verified. He didn't go to jail for it, but it happened. The bloodline. He bit off a guy's nose who got drunk and was messing with him. He's beaten guys half to death, and they've had to pull him off. And he's one of the nicest guys, and you would never know that when he's beating the hell out of somebody. It's just the truth. That is the type of mindset that you have to be a defender. You can be a church going, loving man, love the Lord, pay your tithes, take care of your family, and you're sweet as pie. But when you get on that football field, switch comes on. I don't like anything or anybody. And I'll go biblical for you for my folks that are in the Bible. King David was after God's heart. Remember this. I'm not gonna preach to you tonight because I'm not a preacher, but it just God laid something on me. David was a man after his own heart. Man was a musician. He was a lover, ladies' man, unfortunately, which caused the downfall of him in his kingdom. But after all that sensitive lover boy stuff, David would sit there and split your wig on the battlefield and did not care. And then would
Mm.
pray for your spirit after he took you out. That is the type of defense we need. Period. Need guys that are nasty. JPJ was the pepper in the stew. Jalen Walker was his running mate. Now, can we get somebody that's got that mindset? As K Dub was saying, can we get it? Maybe, maybe not. But we got to knock the rust off. And guys that are trying to make this ball club, I'm going to say it for you. Every play is not promised, even during the season. Every play is not promised to you. Play it like it's your last. Don't think just because you're here, you're going to stay here. Yes, Atlanta has not been good. We have not been to the playoffs with all the talent we've had. But don't think that it's going to be a cakewalk because this new regime don't mind cutting folks. So just keep that in your mind. But let's go ahead. We're getting ready to do a little something different, K-Dub. I'm going to go ahead
Okay.
and get the horns for you. You're going to like this segment, my guy. Hey, we call it shout outs and call outs, the good, the bad, the ugly. This is how we do it, man. So the things that you saw that you liked, shout it out. The things that you didn't like, whether it's a player, whether it's a moment, you call it out. We're gonna start this new segment, and we're gonna add fans into it later. But this is something we trying for tonight. So K Dub, start them off.
Well, my good is like I say, seeing those young linebackers taking the reins. Uh, like I say, I didn't think they'll come along this quickly. So him and Harold Perkins and Kendall Daniels, I think that's the good, man. I mean, I feel like we going places because that defense looks a lot faster. What I seen in practice than we did in the past. So I think he just, all those guys need to be on the field together, and you'll see a better defense. So I'm more worried about that offense. That's my bad right now. Kevin Stefanski and uh, and the rest of his crew and his offensive coordinator. I don't even want to give you no just due yet because you ain't did nothing yet. But I want to see you guys get that squared away because I'm seeing a lot of turnovers, too many turnovers. And my ugly is Tua right now because I really feel like he's seeing ghosts. So he's not even really getting touched, and he's just not. I don't know. I think he's been hit too much in the concussions. A lot of people are playing with that brain injury. He may have had brain injury, so I really feel like he sees ghosts right now. That's my ugly. Hopefully, he can play better and get a therapist or get some kind of psychiatrist, something to help him out with that. I don't know what he can do, but I just hope he gets that squared away if he's going to be here in Atlanta because if not, I feel like they can cut him because they're not paying him a whole lot. He's not a big financial commitment, and I would not be surprised if we tried it and it didn't work out, and we'll move on with Jack Strand and Michael Penix and who else they may bring in. Hopefully, Cooper Rush gets the axe too. But but other than that, I don't want to keep rambling on. That's my good, bad, and
You been look, you about bad as me. You been wanting to get Tua up out of here just like everybody else. See, you trying to be slick. See, you look, you knowing this here. I don't want everybody to know this, but I'm gonna stand on the fence for this one a little bit. But as soon as he do this, I'm gonna fall on back and I'm finna get him up out of here. See, I know what you do. Just gonna say it. I want him up out of here. Like yesterday.
I'm
Like,
just saying. I'm just
look, I,
calling for
look,
what if he was
I agree
playing
with
great?
you.
I could.
Look,
If he
I
was
agree
playing
with
great,
you. Look, you heard what I said when we signed him.
yeah. I'm
Everybody
like,
say you hating. It's like, no, I knew this was gonna happen. Boy, like I said, the boy ain't been right since doggone Alabama. I mean, since Alabama and the Mississippi State game when he messed up his hip. Only people that's gonna stick up for him are Alabama fans, and they're just as delusional because we hearing this mess about them going 12-0 this year. So again, the delusion is there. I hear it just like they said. They believe in certain things. It's okay. People believe in Santa Claus. People believe in Easter bunnies. Shoot, people believe in the Dallas Cowboys. So again, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? But you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say anyway. Y'all can kick rocks. Hey, and we got a former NFL player saying the same thing. Call
man,
FedEx.
confident.
Yes,
Cause
sir.
he know what time it is. It's a reason why. If that man was lighting it up out there, if he was lighting it up out there in practice, each and every practice, man, he would have been he would have had a name to start it, even though it's supposed to be a competition. It's not a competition with he can't even compete with Michael Penix. He's not even been cleared. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's crazy.
Hey man. Hey, look. That's the comment of the day right there. Call him. Call FedEx to pack him up. I'm right there with you. But you know what? I gotta run it back one time. I gotta run it back and I gotta throw mine out. So
Okay.
my shout outs. Tyler Goodson. Got to shout out Harold Perkins, of course, because he was in there. Another guy that I'm going to shout out. Y'all going to probably chuckle when I say this. Got to shout out Brockmeyer, the rookie out of Miami. Even though he
Yeah.
struggled a little bit with a few things, bad snaps, he still fought through it and did what he needed to do, and he played well. And then my man Josh Simon. Simon made some plays in that game, whether it was blocking, catching, and then when he got in with Jack Strand, moving the chains. Jack Strand, of course. Hey, only touchdown of the game. He did his thing. So when you sit back and you look at it, they definitely had some sparks, but it's still a lot we got to work on. What's good, Ike? Welcome to the cage, my guy. But so I gave the shout outs of the positive. So y'all can't say that it's all negative. We give positive criticism and then negative on that. And the negative, Ike, I'm with you on this, bro. We saw the tour video today. We get ready to get into that in a little bit. We shouting out the good and the bad from last week, and we get ready to tap into this. But my call out, two professional quarterbacks, Cooper Rush, aka Pooper Rush, and my man Tua Tungavailoa, aka the Honolulu, as my man would say, Michael Penix. Penix is more durable than Tua. I don't give a damn what you say. He's more durable. So, Andre, you got me saying the Honolulu Penix. Guess what? Your Alabama quarterback can't stay healthy. The boy is pretty much as fragile as Glass Joe and Mike Tyson's punch out. If you know, you know. Or I can say it like this: he pretty much folds up like Tommy Hearns did after Hagler knocked him out in the war that they had in the early '80s. That's how fragile he is. But hey, it is what it is. The bad, another ugly. My backup defenders not being able to tackle in the run game. Got to get better at that. Like I said, we're going to talk about the positives on that, but we got to get better at tackling because if we do lose any starters, these are the guys that are going to be replacing them. But I also know that some of these guys are going to be cut. Some guys are going to remain, but a lot of them are going to be cut. And we're going to probably bring in guys from different teams. This is just
Yeah.
how it goes every year. But regardless if you're a starter or you're a backup, we got to get better at tackling and pretty much bringing ball carriers down because there were too many broken tackles last week that should have been corralled either for tackles for losses, for sacks, and also just basic tackles in the open field. Got to get better. So that's pretty much what we call shout outs and call outs. But when we say the call out, this is all we'll say. That's how we end that segment there. Now, let's go ahead and get to the next segment, ladies and gentlemen. The Falcons and the Colts joint practice. I'll go ahead and start this one, K-Dub, and then I'm gonna give you this here. Drake London is doing what Drake does. He's leading literally in camp with reception, short hands, big frame, and he's literally adjusting to multiple quarterbacks, and he's still producing. He's used to playing musical chairs with quarterbacks at this point.
Yes, he is.
AJ Terrell today. He's excelling in one-on-one drills, but there were multiple times that he got burnt like a piece of bologna, fried bologna in a cast iron skillet today. Do you think it's rust, or do you think it's the fact that there's some receivers that just still get him on routes that he should be covering as a veteran at this point? What you got?
I mean, I just feel like Drake, like you said, like you comment on Drake, man. Drake is Drake. I mean, I feel like he's trying to extend to be one of the top three receivers in the league. I think he's going to have one of those years. It don't matter who plays quarterback. Like you say, he's adjusted to so many quarterbacks. I feel like these quarterbacks are just really not utilizing his best skill. You know, he's the basketball player, so just throw him. All you gotta do is throw lobs in his vicinity and make it high enough where these short little baby-looking corners can't even get up there because they don't have the jumping ability. We can score a lot more touchdowns, and also with AJ Terrell. I mean, when you play cornerback, you're gonna you're gonna get beat sometimes. You're not gonna win every rep. As long as you win majority of the reps, I think he'll get it together. But we'll see what kind of year he has. I just want him to take more risk and intercept more balls this year. So that's what I'm hoping for AJ. But other things in coach practice, Zach Branch had a couple big catches. So we'll see what happens. I haven't seen any more content coming out of Colts camp. Two of them look so great again. I hate to keep bringing up the negative stuff, but I just wish I had seen some positive things to say. But I don't know if some other people is on the live in the comment section seeing some positive things, but I want to speak about more of the positive things. I seen that linebackers played pretty well deep. Uh, Kendall Daniels making more plays. I mean, those linebackers. I think they're gonna make some household names out of themselves, man.
Yeah.
Coming in, we got them late, but I think coming in together, they're gonna be a pair since they came in together, kind of like the defensive ends with JPJ and Jalen Walker coming together. I think they're really gonna make some names for themselves on this defense. When everybody gets back, Of course, we got to wait on Jalen. Thank you for Zadarius Smith coming out of retirement. It was a brief retirement, but I think
Mm-hmm.
we're really going to need his a veteran presence and them 70 sacks. I just pray he got still a lot left in the tank, and I hope it could be outstanding signing, but not one of those signings we've made in the past. We go after guys too long in the tooth, and they're just really a paycheck for. We're just a paycheck for them. I just pray that that doesn't happen again.
AK Dub,
But
when you say them signings like that, you got me saying this. That's what you got me saying. I'm screaming like Fabo. Barbara. That's what I'm saying right now. Like, Jesus, as I said before, we have been the retirement home here. I keep
yeah,
saying it. You either got a halfway house, as I say it, a retirement home, and I'm the unofficial CEO, president, manager, player personnel of Piedmont Palisades. As I said before, you heard it here first. We Piedmont Palisades is Piedmont Hospital, and we have folks that buy property at that hospital. We literally just sold the rice pudding wing and also the green jello bar that Troy Anderson occupied for the past 4 years here. So we've sold it. We pretty much have open space at this point. Hopefully, we don't have any takers. But if anybody gets hurt, anybody goes down, guess what they're going to be? They're going to be at Piedmont Palisades. And the sad part about it is most people in the division are just doing this to us when they see guys getting hurt left and right. And I've heard how folks talk.
I was praying on his downfall.
The Saints are praying on our downfall right now. They're laughing because we don't have a quarterback. I've heard them stinking bagheads. But guess what? We might lose a few games, but we sweeping them. That's Christmas for me. We lose. Look, I don't like to lose. I can't stand losing. But if we sweep them during those swamp rats down in New Orleans, I'm good. I'm good with it. Them stinking bagheads. That's what I call them. But here's the other thing that I'm also paying attention to when they talked about Falcons preseason camp. You have some guys that are out right now. Deshaun Hand, LaCal London, JB, Bankhead Bates, Divine Diablo. They've been sidelined due to some injuries, and they're also taking precautions. And the crazy part about it is, like I said before, when Divine Diablo is healthy, he's hell. But when he's hurt, it's pretty much like like a box of kittens having a pillow fight. That's what our defense turns into when you don't have a linebacker of his caliber. And I think that's why we went out and got some of the guys we did. Because we saw that Captain America, JD Bertrand, couldn't get it done last year. LaCal London, they're taking the precaution. Deshaun Hand has been solid. Then you look at the battles that's been going on. You look at Dorless and LaCal London. They've been active with Harold Perkins, but they really haven't been getting, a lot of those heavy reps like that this offseason. But the offensive line, the biggest question is what Jawan Taylor's going to do returning from a knee surgery that helped create lanes for Bijan Robinson at this point. Is Jawan Taylor going to be a guy that we can trust, or are we going to be sitting there dealing with the rookie offensive tackle that was a 7th-round pick trying to figure it out? Because again, we getting ready to go up against Pittsburgh. The one thing we know that they're going to have is a defense, and they're going to have somebody ready to take his lunch money. Because, again, that's just training under fire. Pittsburgh is defense. Been that way since that team has been around since the 30s. So that's pretty much what we have this week when it comes to the Falcons and the Colts. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for you guys. Talk to you a little bit. We've had some fun with the fans a little bit. But, man, we got some stuff coming. And I'll be honest with you. I think if the Falcons can't get that offensive line together, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to struggle. I'm not even going to sit here and BS you. We're going to struggle. And the way that we're going to struggle is being able to win a fist fight. And even if Pittsburgh doesn't have a great quarterback, they're going to have a running game. They're going to have tight ends that are going to be able to move the chains. They're going to be able to play bully ball. And the thing is, at this point, we've got to be able to play bully ball. That's just how that's got to be this week. I mean, for the season. Got to play bully ball until we figure this quarterback situation out. So, K-Dub, something I wanted to ask you. When we look at this right side of this line, do you think we, even with the quarterback situation that we got going on, say we have a horrible season. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but say we have a horrible season, right? Do you see the Falcons drafting an offensive tackle in the first round or a quarterback in the first round? If this happens, hypothetically.
I mean, I really want us to take a offensive lineman in this upcoming draft. I know everybody wants a quarterback, but I truly need we need to bolster that offensive line. I mean, it doesn't matter if you take a quarterback; you're still going to have a piss poor line. Whoever we take, it don't matter if it's Chambliss or whatever; he's going to get smacked. So it's like, come on, man. We got it. We have to, like you keep preaching it, but now I'm on that bandwagon too. We have to shore up this offensive line. Ain't nothing gonna come out of not having a solid offensive line. They gave Matt Ryan an offensive line, you know. Of course his line got older and got longer in the tooth, but he had a line. You have to give a starting quarterback a chance. I mean, and we already have a quarterback now on the roster like you say, your favorite words, he has a howitzer for an arm, but let's protect them because if we can, he can make you pay. All these great throws he got in practice, he can have them in a game if y'all protect for him, but
Facts.
you got to protect him. So, you know, well, love on the people that you have. Stop worried about something you don't have and a draft that you don't have because you don't know where you're going to be selecting at. You don't know what pick you're going to have. You don't know
Mm-hmm.
who's going to come out. You don't know who's going to have a great year at quarterback as a senior or past senior because these guys get so many years in college. You don't know what they're going to do. I mean, Chandler's could have had a great year this year and go out there and take a bunch of sacks this year and throw a bunch of interceptions. We don't know what he's going to do this year. We can project that he's going to have a great year, but we don't know. Arch Manning can go out there and tear his damn knee up. We don't know what Arch Manning is going to do because the season hasn't played itself out. So we
Man,
just really have to love on what we have and continue to build that line and build around what we have. I think that we have something good, but you can't open up that flower if you go out there, especially what we tried it out there last year at that offensive line spot. It's not a mistake that both quarterbacks got hurt behind that offensive line. Both
man.
quarterbacks got hurt.
Look, I don't want no quarterbacks out of Texas. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Y'all got to forgive me for this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not even gonna say it. You know what? That quarterback stuff out there in Texas, everybody keep talking about Arch. Arch Manning is ass. He is ass. Seriously. A double money sign, money sign. He is just straight ass. When he plays against a great defense, let's be honest, that right there is awful. He shook. He's shaking like the ladies of the night, aka the shoe models at one of the best hot wing spots in Atlanta. Y'all check out that Magic City, them wangs. Like, that's about all I can talk about. I ain't gonna get there. It's a family show. But again, you want your protein, that's the best way to be. But I'll say this. I'm drafting at this point, I'm drafting the tackle. I'm drafting the tackle next year. Because apparently, if this is my thing. I want to see if Riley Malman's going to get some burn. Because if he gets burned and he holds his own and he does his thing, I'm just going to be honest with y'all, folks. Then I'm going to look at a quarterback in the first round. But I'm still going to draft offensive linemen in the second round. I'm not worried about playmakers at this point. People want to go, oh, I want this, I want that. No. I wish we had the mindset of the Dallas Cowboys. I can't stand them, but the one thing that they're going to always have is a hell of an offensive line. That is something they're going to always have. Trenches. They've been doing that since Tom Landry was there. That's the formula to win. But, a lot of people don't want to agree with it. We built our stuff backwards. But again, I love this fan. I love the fan base. I love this team. Been a fan since 91. You can't tell me otherwise. But damn it, I'm gonna talk about your fans for a second. Y'all can dislike me. I'm going back to, as we would always say, like my man Razor says,
Everybody say hello to the bad guy.
so now I got to turn into the bad guy for a minute. Rest in peace to Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon. Yes, I got him in behind me. So got to channel my inner Razor for a second. You get mad when people say that we built this team the wrong way. Why? Why? You want splash plays. You want flashiness. That's not going to win you ball games. It's nice to have when you have an offensive line, period. It's nice. But until you can get this offensive line right, it's pretty much like a fart in the wind, pretty much. That's really what it is. You've got to build this offensive line to be able to protect whoever's going to be at that quarterback spot. You just paid Bijan Robinson pretty much made him the highest paid running back until Gibbs got his money. But let's be honest, folks. You literally just paid skill players. You're going to waste their prime years if you don't get this line right. Doesn't matter who the hell the quarterback is. You're going to waste their time. So I got the bad guy emoji behind me because, yes, I'm being the bad guy right now. I'm tired of folks saying, you hate and you hate. So the hell what? I'm going to tell the truth whether you like it or not. Get over your feelings. Period. Get over your feelings because we did it backwards and it's costing us right now. I'm sorry to say it. We lost Penix last year because he didn't have anybody. We overpaid Kirk Cousins and lost him because we didn't have anybody to protect him. We drafted nothing but offensive weapons and did not try to build the line. It's cool that these guys are working out, but here's the question. How long are they going to work out? How long can they stay healthy? Because if they can't stay healthy, they're not going to be worth a damn to us at this point. I'm just being honest. So let's just call this spade a spade. We got to fix something that the last regime did not do. They did not build the trenches, and it's showing. We're wasting time. We're wasting time, talent, and the window for a weak division. Period.
Yeah, I
So
mean the only real offensive lineman that he took high is Bergeron. I mean the rest of these guys they're taking late rounds. I mean they're friend they can build them into something, but that's the only one that they really like a first or a second round pick or like starters when you take them. So you got to make a real commitment into building that offensive lineup. Then you had drafts where you had multiple first round picks. You could have easily built this lineup strategically, but they, like you said, in the city of Atlanta, we have so many transplants. They try to satisfy all these transplant with splash players and players that will bring in and sell tickets because they're trying to sell tickets. That's what it is. They don't have people. They're not trying to build a winning program. They really are trying to sell that beautiful stadium we have out. So the only way they can do that is to bring in these big splash names. But now that's came back to bite us in the you know what, like
facts.
the historian is saying, we have to get back to solid and quality football. Build from inside and go out. We already got the outside. We got that locked up. But when are we going to take our attention to the inside? So that's all I'm saying.
And here's the other thing I've been preaching, and Nando just said it, and I've been saying this for the longest. When we gonna get a true zero tech? These undersized zero technique players at this point. I'm sorry. We drafted AJ Terrell's brother because of a feel-good story. If he proves me wrong, cool. But you passed on Brandon Cease out of South Carolina. You passed on Gerard Washington out of South Carolina State. And those two literally fit the defense. They fit the scheme. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. And let's be honest. Kobe Bryant is still figuring it out. He's had good moments, but he's also had moments where he struggled and looked like he was lost. So I'm looking at it from this standpoint. Hey, we got to do better. We got to do better when it comes to certain player evals. So, it's what it is. A lot of people just, like I said, man, you have people who are in their feelings about ball and people who understand ball and people that have both, where they can have feelings about what's going on, but can be honest about what's also going on with the team. I get just as pissed as hell for you guys. And K-Dub can attest to that. He will tell you that. when it comes to a lot with this team. But I'm just as fair with my criticism as I am with my praise. But I'm not glazing everything like a donut. I can't just sit over here and glaze it. Shout out to Rakim, by the way. Had to use one of his lyrics.
Make a clap to this.
That's where I'm at with it. Not glazing anything. But until we start taking certain things serious, we're going to be in this same position where we're talking about what guys are we going to have. Denver had backups that came in there and they were just as good as the starters. That's a championship team over there. Much as I hate Sean Payton, you got to give it to him. He got them to the AFC Championship last year. They're still loaded. All they did was add. That was it. They just added to that. We have to get to that point. Temper your expectations this season because, again, have hopes to get to the playoffs. But we're not a championship team yet. Now, if we get hot and we make a run, I'm all for it. And you're hearing it here first. So you can't say that I didn't say that, hey, I'm not riding. I'm riding with this team, win, lose, or draw, just like this man sitting right next to me. But I'm going to be real with you on this. We've got to build a championship roster with great depth. That's what we got to start doing. Until we get this depth right and get this offensive line right and fill in a lot of these pieces that we need and stop taking Gorilla Glue or masking tape just to patch a hole up, the ship is going to continue to sink. We got to get a real D tackle in here. We got to get a better offensive tackle in here, and we got to get better at critical positions. Need a number 2 shutdown corner. Period. But other than that, that was the bad guy segment, and we're gonna run this thing back. We left the link in the chat for fans to come in here. Apparently, no one wants to come in and talk to us tonight. No one wants to play. They just want to listen, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we're definitely going to have a little something for you. But we're going to run this thing one more time before we get up out of here. So y'all sit back, relax, and just enjoy, y'all. The BirdCage LLC looks to do it again. We got the Falcons Steelers watch party September the 13th, 2026. What location do you say? At Dave & Buster's in Marietta, Georgia.
Now, hand me about 4 or 5 little biscuits. I sure am hungry.
On the game day menu, there will be sliders, wings, fries, bottomless non-alcoholic drinks, but we also have a cash bar for those who want to get their drink on, and also we have a full-fledged menu with waiters and waitresses that are going to take your orders. Also, we have on the ones and twos DJ Swats in the building. We're going to have former ball players to come through to the party. Your ticket also registers you for a raffle giveaway. Hey, we got to hit this thing hard like we hit the Saints. Make sure you get your tickets. You don't want to miss. You know how we get down.
You either get right or you get left. Go.
Want to thank you guys for tapping in with us tonight. AK Dub, it's been a pleasure as always, my guy. Definitely can't wait to see you at the party. You know how we get down. So we'll catch you pretty much this weekend because we're going to have the party line and benediction on Saturday, and we're also going to have a post-game show. So, man, well, I'll catch you Saturday, matter of fact.
All right.
All right, my guy. And for everybody, we're going to definitely, y'all catch us at Dave & Buster's. Hit us up on Zelle, Cash App. You know, we're taking that money, and the reason why we're taking it electronically, got to make sure that we have all the heads counted for the plates of food. So nobody can just walk in there and just steal a plate. You pay, you eat. You know how we get down. The watch party is pretty much going to start at 12 o'clock with the pregame show. Game starts at 1 o'clock. We're going to pretty much be there all the way till about 6 because we're going to watch the game. Then we're going to also have a post-game show, the party line or the benediction, and you know how that gets with all the fans. So that's how we're going to do it. Hey, y'all be blessed. We're going to catch you on the next one this weekend for the Falcons and Colts preseason game, number 2 of this season. Y'all be blessed. Ghosts.